I changed my view on the approval of Bitcoin spot ETF. I've come to realize that Gary Gensler, the chairman of SEC, isn't one to be underestimated. I've come to realize BlackRock has finally paved us, the crypto hardcore fans, the way for Bitcoin spot ETF. It looks like it's happening. First off, we will start with the news of the CEO of Grayscale has resigned. This is pretty crazy news for us crypto fans. Grayscale Investments, that big company that's been trying to make one of those Bitcoin spot ETFs we've all been waiting for, just said their CEO Barry Silbert is leaving their board of directors. Pretty wild. Grayscale didn't say exactly why Silbert is stepping down, but people are guessing it's to help their chances of getting approval from the SEC for their Bitcoin ETF. He is also the CEO of this company called Digital Currency Group, which owns Grayscale. And some messy legal stuff has been going on with Digital Currency Group that could hurt Grayscale's application. Sounds conspiracy here. There was this thing called Gemini that failed back in November, where Digital Currency Group lent a bunch of customer money through their Genesis business and then couldn't pay it back when things went south. The SEC sued them for it. And then the New York Attorney General accused Silbert of fraud related to trying to cover up $1 billion in losses there, even though he's still in charge of Digital Currency Group. Some folks think it helps burden lesser on Grayscale from those issues a bit on giving them a better shot at getting the SEC to approve their Bitcoin ETF without worrying about the drama around Digital Currency Group and Silbert, like internal politic. Yeah. We're seeing the negative premium of GBTC are getting closer to 0%. What this being interpreted is as people are more favorable or positive on buying this financial product now, will get them a promising return. There was a time this premium went down to negative 50%. It turned out that, as an investor, you can buy Bitcoin basically half price from them, not the real Bitcoin though, but an investment product. We just talked about how Grayscale made a move to help their case by removing CEO Barry Silbert from their board. The other big step was agreeing to the SEC's demands that any approved Bitcoin ETF use cash settlement for redemptions. This cash redemption requirement is basically what the SEC seek for, in terms of avoid manipulation in some field. According to them, Grayscale updated their S3 filing to comply, just like BlackRock and others racing for Bitcoin ETF approval. The shifts we're seeing from the negative premium of GBTC turning near to zero, and Grayscale adopting the cash settlement model signals strong, as most of us believe they'll get a yes from the SEC this time. Would be huge for Bitcoin to finally land a spot ETF in the US? If you ask me, I'm always skeptical and objective, but it's really likely according to the news, like we've been seeing SEC asked for this cash redemption only. The institutions goes, okay, I listened to you. The SEC were really clear about what they were asking for, but who knows? There aren't any confirmation that SEC is turning a green light to them yet, so we might know later on January. Kathy Wood of ARK Invest seemed very optimistic about the chances though. She said the SEC requesting updates to filings by December 29 implies they aim to be prepared to approve spot Bitcoin ETFs around January 10. In an interview, Wood stated the SEC's messaging indicates they have set a deadline for themselves and won't want to review more filings from issuers who aren't ready by that January 10 decision date. Yet she is selling Coinbase share and crypto-related holdings at the same time. Sounds like to me is push up the price so I can sell it higher. ARK Invest refiled their Bitcoin ETF application with a cash-only redemption model that the SEC requested, similarly to Grayscale. So while Wood is hinting she believes approval is likely based on the SEC's action so far, you're completely right that nothing is guaranteed yet. The SEC has delayed or rejected many Bitcoin ETF applications in the past. The result is on January, we will see. Continue with Max Keiser, if you know him. He is one of the notable Bitcoin advocate. Max Keiser has been one of the most loudspeaker, openly slams Wood's actions and accusations of manipulating the market. He argued that Wood is coordinating with regulators and Wall Street to push fake Bitcoin ETFs with cash-only redemptions, which he says don't give investors actual Bitcoin ownership. Well, if you are uninformed about this, actually most of the ETF product available on the market are cash redemption, if not majority of them. Even gold ETF are traded on cash redemption. Of course, if you want to argue, in-kind redemption does better benefit the price of Bitcoin, because the transaction wasn't filtered by a broker. Though cash redemption isn't entirely bad though, it still brings exposure to the market. Especially the majority audience like the retirement group, etc. Anyway, Maxi made a fair criticism that these new cash-settled Bitcoin ETFs could allow large Wall Street institutions to exert too much control over Bitcoin's pricing and trading volume. Right now, Bitcoin is decentralized. Its price is determined by supply and demand across thousands of independent exchanges and traders worldwide. But with cash-settled ETFs, the trading will be dominated by a handful of big asset managers like BlackRock and Fidelity. Just like gold ETFs are mostly traded by institutional investors far removed from physical gold markets. Bitcoin ETFs may disconnect the Bitcoin price from the dynamics of its underlying peer-to-peer network. These Wall Street firms will be able to manipulate Bitcoin's price via their dominant ownership of ETF shares. And with in-kind redemptions banned, they control all the creation and redemption of shares tied to real Bitcoin. So Max Keiser argues that this centralized cash-settled model betrays Bitcoin's roots as a decentralized form of money outside government and institutional control. Lastly, let us talk about Solana. I know there are many fans of SOL out there. And it's true Solana did some fundamental upgrades. So I must be very careful with my words here. Anyway, I've been seeing many FUD not only on Twitter but on other social media like Reddit for example too, citing, if not echoing the same FUD voice as the starter did. I'm not sure if this is intentional, but some named this maybe the second Luna. Not a financial advice, just a reminder here to stay caution on any trading, do not FOMO, so this will be the end of the video. And I will see you again soon.